Alright, so getting into the next one, it says learn more about CSS Pseudo selectors by building a balance sheet. So this is after the tribute code, tribute page project. I'm gonna be doing that on a separate thing. I need to make a GitHub and everything for that. So, but I'm also just gonna be doing the tutorials past that point too. And I'll switch gears. So learn more about CSS pseudo selectors by building a balance sheet. You can use CSS pseudo selectors to change specific HTML elements. In this course, you'll build a balance sheet using pseudo selectors. You'll learn how to change the style of an element when you hover over it with your mouse and trigger other events on your web page. This is what it'll look like. Alright, so set up your HTML with the doc type and HTML indicating this document is in English. Alright, so we'll start with the kind of the HTML skeleton, at least I remember. So I think for its lang equals n. So that's a doc type declaration. Give your head element the appropriate meta elements for the character set, viewport, and title element. The character set and viewport and title elements, an appropriate title, and add a link. Alright, so it's going to be charset equals UTF. Forget exactly what it is though. So it's UTF-8. And viewport again. What was that? So yeah, that would be something I would know but not remember. and a title element with an appropriate title. So I think that just means this, which is called a balance sheet. So I'll make that the title. Oh, and add a link element. Add a link element. Oh, for the style sheet. Okay. So I think I remember that. Actually, let me try. And I forget how it refers to the style sheet itself. Is it href styles.css? I'm gonna look it up. So it's gonna link to an external style sheet. Oh, that should be it. So I think it's self-closing, so I'll leave it at that. Oh, so instead of style sheet, it's CS. Instead of CSS, it's style sheet. Okay. Oh, and there's an extra S here. All right, so a couple errors, but that's it. So step 2, within your body element, nest a section element within a main element. So there's going to be a main, and then there's going to be a section within the main. Alright. Then the section element, add an h1 element with a nested span element. Alright. Step 4, screen readers announce HTML elements based on the document flow. We will eventually want the balance sheet to have a heading of balance sheet with a subheading of, okay, I guess that's a company. However, this order does not make sense if announced by a screen reader. Give your existing span the class attribute of set to flex. Okay, so class attribute set to flex. And add 2 span elements within it. Give the first text this. And the second one, this. You'll use CSS to reverse the order. On the text of the page, but the HTML order will make more sense for a screen reader. Okay, so I think I know what they're talking about. So I think hold on. Yeah, so I think how it will look is how it looks on the screen is it'll say balance sheet and then it'll say for widget corp, but you would think of it as a widget corp balance sheet, so it'll actually reverse that for a screen reader. Below your H1 element, create a div element, give it an ID attribute set to years. You want this particular element to be hidden from screen readers, so it gives the ARIA hidden attribute set to true. So give it the so ARIA within your div element, add 3 span elements. First one, okay, so each class attribute is going to be set to year. And it's going to be 2019. Then 2020. Then 2021. Alright, the code passed. Below your div element, add a new div element with a class set to table wrap. This will be the container for your tables. Below the div element, add a new div element with a class. Alright, so create a new div element. Alright, that will be a container for the tables, and within that, add 3 table elements. You'll be using CSS to style these into a single table. Okay. But using separate tables will help screen readers understand the document flow. Okay. I think that's it. Right, yeah. Step 8. HTML tables. Use the caption element to describe what the table is about. Alright. caption element should always be the first child of a table, but can be positioned with the caption side CSS property. Okay, so caption oh assets. The t-head and t-body elements are used to indicate which portion of the table is a header and which portion is a primary content for data. Okay, I do remember that when I learned CSS. Add a t head and t-body to your first HTML below the caption. Okay. Alright, so the code passed. And yeah, I kind of always want to stop at 10 and then redo it again. So that's what I'm going to do.